nonsense. Let's talk about North Melbourne, though, specifically. Get rid of them. Get rid of North Melbourne. They've been a millstone around the neck of the VFL stroke AFL for 100 years
I
now.
thought they were being your good books after ending Carlton season.
Oh, yeah, that was good. But they've had two periods of success. One was the mid to late 70s, and the other period was the mid to late 90s. Now, the mid to late 70s, that was built on the back. You might not be familiar with this.
Okay, yeah,
They had
yeah.
the 10-year rule introduced in 1972. The VFL introduced the 10-year rule because they were worried about, at the time, rugby league was going through some problems in regards to restraint of trade, not being able to move from one club to another easily. So the VFL panicked about this and introduced this rule that if you served for your club for 10 years or more, you could go to another club transfer free. You know,
So kind of like
you could
free agency.
yeah, but the club you leave get nothing,
Yeah.
and they just left. Okay, on the back of this, and it only lasted 10 months because the VFL realised what a terrible rule this was, so got rid of it. But in the meantime, North Melbourne picked up Barry Davis, who was I think he was captain of that Essendon at the time, and he went on to be their first premiership captain a couple of years later. Barry Davis, Doug Wade, the great full forward, and John Rantel, who was a fantastic player. They picked those three up, and then on the back of that was their first successful period.
They got Malcolm
So
Blight in that too, didn't they, from the SANFL.
well, he wasn't part of the 10-year rule, I don't think, maybe, because 10-year rule was only affected the VFL sides. But yeah, they picked up Malcolm Blight, who was a great player. And the other period, they just happened to fluke across one of the greatest players ever. So it was just Wayne Carey.
Yeah,
So he drove their second half of the 90s success. So they've had, I know other clubs haven't been successful, like St Kilda, but St Kilda, they're a foundation club and they're freaking funny. You don't want to be getting rid of them. They're hilarious.
Well, I was gonna actually throw up
They're part of the culture.
you got Tassie hopefully coming in. You want an even amount of teams. I'm not sure if the 20th team is going to come in. We don't want bye weeks every week. Do we merge North Melbourne and St Kilda? Make
No,
the St Kilda Kangaroos or
no,
something.
I'm keeping St Kilda for the aforementioned funny bits they provide. One premiership in 150 years.
Do you not find North Melbourne funny?